Hey again, everybody. So, welcome to another episode. Call me Mr. Broadstreet. Of course, as we're beginning, I think what's going to be a very short work week for a lot of us heading into the end of November. I can't believe it already. Today, just something a little bit special. Not a very long video, I don't think, but just definitely something as you'll have seen in the thumbnail. Original Beatlefan magazine from 1984. And of course, the 40th anniversary of Broad Street, recently issued this past month. So kind of very cool. First of all, right here, got the original right here as part of the collection. It was actually part of a collection of a couple of other magazines that I got online. All of these right here from 1984. So it's kind of interesting to reread through these and kind of go back to the what was then the 20th anniversary of the Beatles coming to America, which is this year obviously being the 60th. So it's kind of cool to see and everything. It's not going to be a very graphics-heavy show, but just you know, as you could see, you know, from some of the photos and stuff I'm putting up here, that you know, obviously 40 years can make a difference. Shout out to Mr. Bill King for publishing this magazine since November or October. I believe October of 1978 is when they first started it, right here. So I'm just going to kind of read through a few articles real quick, point out a few things. Not reading the whole thing, but this is from, let's see here, Volume 6, Number 6 of the original issue right here from 84. And first item we have up, Rarities Draw Big Bucks at Sotheby's, right here. Kind of cool to see. But just a couple things that caught my eye as I was rereading this. First of all, let's see, there was a notebook of unpublished writings by John Lennon for $23,056, or 16,000 pounds in 1984 dollars in Sotheby's. Lennon notebook called A Treasury of Art and Poetry, 16 pages of handwritten poetry and prose, and 9 drawings and cartoons. Sold by Rod Murray, a former roommate of Lennon's during his time in art school. The buyer was anonymous. I can only imagine what that would actually go for today, in today's dollars. That's quite a bit more money, as we're sure. You know, and it's just funny kind of reading through, you know, going through the different other items here. 7.5%, which remained unsold during this few days auction back in 1984, including $21,000 to $25 for one of Lennon's steel string guitars. That would go for a heck of a lot more money today. Let's see. A set of one of his Bag 1 lithographs for then $9,235. They go for quite a bit more now. And one of Ringo Starr's Ludwig snare drums for $1,440 in 1984 dollars. And get this, a postcard from Lennon to Pete Townsend for almost $500. That's going for a lot more today. I mean, those autographs alone are probably going for at least $1,000 on up, I would say, depending on how good the autograph is and everything. But just kind of interesting to read through and everything like that. Of course, we get a nice little section from the 84 issue right here of, it's called Beatles Video right here. So Beatles Video, they were just kind of doing some reviews from Bill King. Yoko Ono Then and Now documentary, broadcast October 14th on WNET-TV, New York City, 56 documentary. No More Lonely Nights promotional video, directed by Keith McMillan, premiered October 2nd on MTV, according to this. He gives a little bit of a review of that video. One of my favorite songs, my favorite McCartney song of all time, and I love the video. Every Man Has a Woman Who Loves Him promo video, Polygram video world premiere October 9th, 1984 on MTV. This one is interesting because it kind of describes basically, it's kind of a departure clip from a lot of videos with solo Beatles and Beatles, basically to paraphrase. Doesn't feature Lennon at all. In fact, actor and actress used in this black and white vignette shot in the English seaside resort of Clacton-on-the-Sea. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Lonely man and woman engaging in a little eye contact at a restaurant and then meeting up later on the boardwalk. Walk off together from sort of point of view. One of the carnival rides above. Let's see. Clip closes with a picture of freezing on a shadowy figure in a doorway, obviously modeled after Jürgen Vollmer's shot of Lennon used on the rock and roll LP cover. If you know, you know. You have seen that. So, that's kind of interesting. It's probably a video I haven't really seen, and I actually tried to seek it out on YouTube. So far, no luck with that. And, of course, from the 84 issue itself, there's a review of In My Regards to Broadstreet. Like I said, I'm not going to end up reading the whole thing, but just kind of basically, simply put, enjoyable in the music 2 hours of Paul McCartney. And if it depends more than most films on its musical score, well, what's wrong with that, as the last sentence goes. So basically, a lot of the, even back then, I think a lot of people were focusing more on the musical parts, the music video aspect of it, everything like that. That was done by William King here. And let's see here. Of course, record reviews. We did a review of Record for No More Lonely Nights right here. Again, just kind of interesting to really read through the then contemporary, contemporary reviews. Part of which says, No More Lonely Nights, typical McCartney ballad, but a vast improvement over So Bad. Play out version, right here. And let's see, it's saying there's 3 configurations, which of course there were. The single version, 12-inch version, version on the soundtrack album with the, the soundtrack album itself with the beginning and everything. So, I mean, again, kind of just interesting to see, what the contemporary reviews were. Now, this next issue, the much more recent issue, talks about chatting with Paul in 1984. However, I don't actually have that original issue, so that one I'm going to have to track back at some point. But again, it's just kind of cool to see right here. You get Bill King's, right there. You get Bill King's basic take on the day that he interviewed McCartney back in, I believe, October '84. So that's kind of interesting, just going through that there. And then 40 years later, we get a review from one of our friends here, Al Sussman, one of the Beatle friends, who we all know through the community. And he gives a much more positive review, I think, of the film overall. Pleasant journey back to an overlooked moment in the career of Paul McCartney. It ain't Purple Rain. No, it's not Purple Rain, but, I quite enjoy the film. Now, we get a counter review from Bill Hunt, Hundt, right here. And, of course, to kind of offer the other perspective right here, just basically saying, well, no, it doesn't hold up as well, that they basically, he goes into One Trick Pony by Paul Simon, references that. How's the film, blah, 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 not ripe for reappraisal. He does go into basically the Gene Siskel and also Roger Ebert reviews of the film, which were not complimentary at the time. Let's see. The musical sequences, which a lot of people seem to point out. And if I do take off the fan glasses, especially the warehouse sequence with No Value is Not Such a Bad Boy, and, So Bad, and of course No More Lonely Nights. I get the point. I disagree with it. I don't think it's, I think it does hold up fairly well. That's my own personal view. It's not currently in print on home video and not available to stream anywhere. That's true, but it is on DVD, of course, for folks that are looking for that. You can find clips online if you look hard enough, as we all know. But again, these are just kind of very cool to have the original and the extra crispy, as it were. So just kind of looking back through those, and again through that little batch of Beatlefan magazines that I've got. I may do a separate review for those at a certain point. That's kind of it. There is actually something special that's going to be coming up in my next video, another piece of Broadstreet memorabilia that I've recently acquired that I want to go into a little bit more detail with. But today I figured just, not super scripted, nothing like that. Hope everybody's going to enjoy the upcoming holiday if you celebrate it. Celebrate responsibly with family and friends. And you know what? That's just about it. Hope everybody's doing good, and I'll see you in the next video.